it's Naz here. In today's video, we're going to talk about how I got into dropshipping, how long it took me to quit my job, how long it took me to find my first winning product. I'm making that my full-time income. Before, I never wanted to make a video kind of like that because I didn't want to come here and just talk about myself because it's about you guys. I wanted to make something that help you out. But then I realized maybe if I make one of these videos, it could help you plan your whole transition from having a job to quitting your job and basically being your own boss and a business owner. So hope this video is helpful. If it is, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and let's get into it real quick. As a lot of you guys know, a couple years ago I was working at a gym. I was a personal training manager, and my job was to make sure that we hit the sales, train personal training staff, and make sure that we as a team hit our numbers and help a lot of people get results. So that was my main job. At the time, I loved what I did. Honestly, I always thought that I'd be always working in fitness. I never thought I would make transition to getting to selling products online. But the funny fact is that actually 10 years ago, I used to flip tickets, which that's gonna be another video. But I was always doing something online, but it was never full-time. So when I was working at the gym, I really loved what I was doing. I was making good money after college, and I was confident with what I was making. The only problem was that I didn't have any freedom to do what I wanted to do. I remember working there for a year and a half, and I was working at LA Fitness. And for a year and a half, and I wanted to take a vacation, but my boss was like, no, you can't really take a vacation. And I was working from Monday through Saturday, pretty much from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we had like 2 hours break or something in between. And I wanted to take a vacation to go on go somewhere, and then I realized that I can't. Since I'm a manager, I have to be there all the time unless someone is there to cover me. And if I don't have anyone to cover for me, I can't actually take any vacation time. So at that point, I was like kind of like rethinking my whole life. That what do I want? Like, I'm in my like early mid-20s, and like I don't want to be working my whole life. I want to go travel. I want to do things. And I understand that it's a lot of work starting a business. But to me, it's kind of like if you're starting a new job, you also have to be putting a lot of work in to get it going. And I would rather do this for myself as like a business, because at that point I was like, maybe I should start working another job, like quit this job and work another job. But then at the same time, I was kind of like annoyed by not being able to get any vacation time. Well, at the time, I probably had like 6 months or maybe like 8 months cost of living saved up. Like I wouldn't do anything, because since I was working all the time, I didn't go on a vacation. My rent was like $500. I had like a room that like it was so cheap. Like I was making like maybe I was making 6-figure, I think. And my rent was really cheap. So I was like just saving a bunch of money, just putting it aside just in case I was planning to buy a house or whatever I was doing. And at that point, so since I really liked what I was doing and people that I was working with, my clients, I wasn't having a hard time to actually quit. It took me a couple months to actually decide that I want to quit. So one advice that I give you guys, that if you're just getting into entrepreneurship, is like actually start when you're working and just kind of try to manage, like when you come home, work on your business. I did that for a while, but I'm not the type of person that can do 2 things at the same time. But I understand that most people need to have plan B. Like I know that's the thing. But for me, I know when I have a plan B, I would not make the plan A happen, if that makes sense. That's just me, and I actually do not advise that to anybody. And at the time, I had enough money saved up to quit my job and not worry about it. So if it doesn't work out, and I'm gonna leave in a good term, so in case if I wanted to come back, I could still come back. Now I feel bad if my boss actually watches this. All right, but this is the thing. So I quit, when was it, like a couple years ago. I think it was like 2.5, 3 years ago, I don't know. And I had money saved up. What I started doing, I started like, I didn't even know what I was gonna do. Like I was kind of like, first thing that I started actually was print on demand. And I didn't know what I was doing clearly. I was just kind of playing around with it, like just playing around with Shopify websites. It was kind of cool. I was trying to sell workout plans online. I was trying to like do different things. I didn't really know what I was doing. Then I started learning about Facebook ads. When I learned about Facebook ads and I was Googling, I came across dropshipping on YouTube. And then when I was on YouTube, I was like, all right, this is kind of interesting. I want to sell products. And since I've done this before, when I was like younger, I would just like flip products and I would just buy stuff on Craigslist and then sell them. I was like, all right, this can't be that hard. I need to figure this out. So what happens, I started testing products, and I think like the first, like when I was still working, I was doing print on demand and like looking at products, but I was not really serious for like 6 months. Like I was just kind of tiptoeing. I call it tiptoeing in my job. And I always tell them, like, if you tiptoe, you're never gonna succeed. You gotta be fully in to make it happen so badly that you don't have any other options. So probably maybe longer than 6 months, because I think it took me like a year to actually get profitable. But then again, I didn't even know what I was doing. 6 months I was not serious, and then I had nobody to learn Facebook ads or anything from. So I had to test everything myself, and eventually kind of I came up with my own method, you know? So anyhow, I learned about testing products, started testing a lot of products. A lot of you guys know that this is actually, where's my, oh, that's funny, because the funny part, I actually have my first winning product with me, because I ordered it, you know, I made a video for it. It was a golf trainer. A lot of people were scaling this at the time. And this basically helps people with their, when they're playing golf, to train them. I still don't even know how to use it. I just paid someone to make a video for me, but anyhow. That was my first winning product. I probably tested about like, those days were a little bit easier. So I tested about like maybe 30, 40 products, like something like that. And as a noob, that's not bad, okay? 30 products, like it's not bad. And I started making money, and that was a point that I'm like, you know what, this is real. I could make this a full-time income. So I got so excited. I started like scaling. I was trying to figure out like how I can scale. Like when I created my first 5 assets of $100, I was just like I was nervous. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And at that point, it kind of started rolling. I started making other stores. I started testing a lot of products. Started working with my business partner Scott, so we could, you know, we could grow faster and bigger and all that. And that's what happened at the time. If you're just getting started, I recommend that you do not quit your job. I would recommend, if you're working, let's say 9 to 6, 9 to 5. If you're working 9 to 5, you get home at 6, take a break, rest up at 7 to 10, start working on your business. Nowadays, there's so much more material out there to learn from, rather than like when I started, I feel like I was having a hard time to actually learn from someone. There was not many material out there to learn, but now there is. But also it's more competitive, but still there's so much money to be made. And what I would recommend is, if you don't have money saved up, just put some money aside. So let's say I'm gonna put $500 every month aside on my business. And if I lose this $500, it's not gonna matter. I don't care if I lose this $500, it's gonna be fine. So what I recommend that you do, put that aside and just spend it on your business, whatever business you wanna start. In my case, it was dropshipping, so I was spending it on ads, I was spending it on products, I was spending it on all those things. And but if you're deciding, if you're kind of like me, I would say save at least 6 to 9 months of living and have a backup plan. So for me, backup plan was, if this doesn't work out, I would go back to my work. And I already told my boss too. I kind of told them like something emergency is happening, but if I want to come back, would you let me have my job back? And they said yes. And they were really nice about it, so I was not really worrying about it. I was like, okay, you know what? 6 months to 9 months, I'm gonna put all my effort and try to make a business work. I didn't even have a plan, really. Like I said, I was not even serious about it in the beginning, what I wanna do. But I believe if you're 100% serious about something, and you know deep down inside that you're gonna win. Like, it's a thing. I think a lot of people that fail in starting a business or managing a business is deep down inside, they think they're gonna fail, so they're gonna fail. And I knew deep down inside that I'm gonna make this work. So no matter what, I would not wanna go back to that job. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of like depressing time. A lot of people don't talk about how depressing can get in the beginning. So if you're going through it, it's absolutely normal. Like, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I know it's kind of sad. You're like, oh, I expected this to work. I expected this to work. Like, there was product after product after product that I would test, and I'm like 2,000 to 3,000, and I'm like, why is this not working? Then you find that one product that starts like making you $1,000 a day in profit, or like $2,000, and then you go up and up. Like, it's people that are making money every day from dropshipping, they know what I'm talking about, okay? You start making money like so quick that you don't even think about that how much money you spend on testing. But I know in the beginning it can get very discouraging, and if you have like limited budgets, it's gonna take you a long time to actually make that happen, because you have to spend money in order to actually make that money back. And one advice that I do have for you is treat your business like a real business. This is online, but that doesn't mean that it's easier. It doesn't mean that you don't need to work hard. It doesn't mean that you're just gonna wake up and make a lot of money. You still have to work really, really hard in your business in order to make it profitable, in order to make money. And I would say, yes, save up some money if you wanna take that if you wanna take the route that I took, save some money for living and for your business for 6 to 9 months. And if you have that, then you can, and you have a backup plan for later if the things don't work out, then you can go ahead and quit your job and just work full-time on your business. That was just my plan. That's the way I did it, but I think you could 100% make it happen if you still already have a job. I know most people like don't even quit their jobs for like the first year or two of their business till your business is up and running, and then they can quit their job and make it happen. As of right now, I have a business partner. We usually have 2 stores at the time. We follow a very strict method. I don't really change my methods very often because I found something that is working for me, and I'm not gonna change it up a lot. We usually have 2 stores. 1 store is for scaling, 1 store is for testing. And we test a lot of products on a separate ad account. We scale a lot of products on a different ad account. But still, like I have like 75 ad accounts still, and I can use whatever that I want. But that's usually my method, and that's what I've been doing. And I think I'm just gonna continue doing what's working till it doesn't work. And what I'm at right now, what I'm trying to work on, I think for 2020, I'll be working on private branding, a subscription box. That's one thing that I'm like looking forward to doing. It's very similar. When you learn how to dropship, it's so easy and very similar to actually private branding a product. The process is very easy. Not very easy, but it's very similar. So you don't have to guess yourself. I'm probably gonna be running the same method of Facebook ads that I've been using in my dropshipping on my private brand. I'll keep you guys posted on what it is and all the good stuff and all the good stuff. Keep you guys posted on what it is and all the good stuff. And if you guys need help with your dropshipping business, you could go on my Instagram right here. Go on my DM. First of all, give me a follow, and then go ahead and DM me help. And me and my team ask you a couple questions, see if I can even help you out with your dropshipping business, so you can also automate your business and start making money. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.